Today on Monkey Life, Alison's called in to rescue a pet trade marmoset after phone footage emerges of the tiny primate being subjected to horrific cruelty by its owner.
I'm shocked. Never really seen the like of it. It's heartbreaking. This animal is living in fear of its life.
Long-term partners, golden-cheeked gibbons Kim and Tien, have a terrifying set-to high up in the tree canopy.
It was obviously really scary. His instincts kicked in and he lashed out.
And chimp Jestah boxes clever and heads high to hang on to his breakfast bounty. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
Hopefully it'll just be a quick grab and into the box and that'll all be done.
The park provides a home for more than 260 monkeys and apes from 24 different species. It's an early start for Alison on yet another emergency marmoset rescue. She's heading to Newport in South Wales for a police briefing and needs to be there by 9 a.m. Nick Dunn, the park's primate welfare and conservation manager, is going with her. The trip is the result of a phone call from the RSPCA. They contacted Alison after phone footage of a young marmoset being cruelly abused came to the attention of police.
Clearly, the health and welfare of the marmoset is at risk. We'll have a briefing with the police because they have actually obtained a warrant to enter the premises on behalf of the marmoset and its welfare. We'll have to wait and see how these things play out. It might be that it's not even there at the house or even alive anymore. You just never know. So getting to the police station and getting a plan of action to get inside of the house, first of all, is the first plan of the day.
Alison arrives in plenty of time for the meeting.
All right, let's go see what's going on.
If they find the marmoset at the premises, the authorities want Alison to assess if it's fit enough to travel, and if so, take it back to Monkey World. But first, police officers show her the phone footage.
I'm shocked. Never really seen the like of it. It's heartbreaking. This animal is living in fear of its life at all times. It is one of the worst cases of cruelty I've seen because it's just chronic and it's constant. And this animal is living in a hostile environment. So yeah, we need to get going. And hopefully it's still there and alive. It's tragic.
Alison, Nick, and the team from the RSPCA follow the police to the marmoset owner's home. Then, it's a waiting game while the officers execute their warrant.
We're just waiting for the police now to secure the house, let the owners know what's going on. So it's a little bit of an awkward time because they're not going to be impressed. But, you know, everybody just wants to get this done for the sake of the marmoset, so.
So we're just going to try and get some details off the friend and stuff, but we're just speaking to her now.
Okay.
After a tense wait, one of the plainclothed officers gives Alison an update, and it's not good news.
Probably about the worst result we could have looked for right now. I've just been told by the officer that they've sold the marmoset to a friend. So it's in the wind now. They're going to try and get some details, but that's really not a good answer for that poor little marmoset that's in those video clips.
The owner claims she sold the marmoset to a friend a week ago. As the law stands, it's legal, but it's a worrying development for Alison. After further questioning, the police obtain a name and address for the friend. But there's a problem.
Police now don't have a warrant to do anything forcibly now with somebody else. And you know what? This is part of the problem and what I've been saying for so long, the unregulated trade in all of the marmosets, all of the tamarins, all of the squirrel monkeys. It means there's no accountability. How many cases do we have to rack up before people start realizing that something has to change with the law? Because, I mean, this is wasting the police time, too. This is crazy.
Alison's only hope now is that the marmoset is at the address given, and they can speak with the new owner. The future for this unfortunate marmoset hangs in the balance. The majority of the park's primates, large and small, have had an incredibly tough start in life. Their rehabilitation is the result of expert care and dedication from the care team, who've given them the chance of a better life. The 14 chimps who make up the Bachelor group are a good example. Most were stolen from the wild as babies after their families had been slaughtered. They were then sold via the illegal wildlife trade. Now, as part of a stable and secure group, they're living a more natural life. And like nothing better than a bit of fun enrichment. Today, the primate care team are putting out cardboard boxes to engage the group and keep them active and occupied. Some have treats and breakfast hidden inside. Others are empty, encouraging the chimps to search for food. The youngest member of the group, 21-year-old Seamus, is first out, followed by one of the park's original chimps, Sammy. He arrived in 1987 at just 5 years old, along with 8 others. He loves his food, often hoarding as much as he can before finding a quiet spot to enjoy it. Weight has always been an issue with Sammy, and over the years, the team have had to watch his diet. Today, however, he's in great shape. The group are enjoying this morning's challenge, checking out all the boxes. Even low-rankers like Turkish Charlie have joined in and tracked down a treat. He doesn't always take part in tasks like this, but today he's completely engaged and enjoying the peanuts he's found. He's having more luck than Seamus, who's had to give up his bounty to old leader Butch. Seamus was born at the park. His mum Cherry was very young at the time and abandoned him. He was hand-reared by Jeremy and the team before graduating to the nursery run by female chimp Sally, where he grew up surrounded and cared for by other chimps. He understands it's best not to refuse the more dominant Butch, but Seamus is savvy enough to head off and find more food while keeping an eye out for the older male. The group have mellowed in recent years. They were bold, brash and rowdy, but while they still do have the odd ruckus, age is catching up with some of them. In the past, the boxes would have ended up as playthings, but these days, it's more about food than frolics. In South Wales, police have located the marmoset filmed being cruelly abused by its previous owner. It's been sold on and is at another address. Alison, Nick and the RSPCA are with them.
So we've actually managed to find the marmoset. The owners are actually being fairly helpful. The marmoset's being seized as evidence to the previous crimes, and then we'll have to work out what happens to it thereafter. But at least it's here and we found it, so good news.
Following a discussion with Alison and the RSPCA, the new owner has come to the conclusion that marmosets don't make good pets. He bought the monkey in good faith and with every intention of doing his best for the primate. But he soon realised the specialised care and attention they need was more than he could offer. Alison and Nick have succeeded in getting the little marmoset into a travel box.
Yes.
All good. So she's a little girl, and she was actually quite happy and quite calm. Obviously didn't enjoy having to go back in the box, but she's going to go on now to Monkey World and have a bit of a better life than she's had. The guy was really kind. He was really willing to give her up once he realised that he wasn't being able to provide for her properly, and he was very reasonable, just a bit upset, obviously. with all the good intentions in the world, he thought he was doing the right thing, but you know, he was very good and gave her up to us.
Alison has managed to have a good look at the marmoset.
She's a little bit scrawny. It is a female, it would appear. And he's been calling her Millie, so we'll now get her back to the park and assessed. I'd like to know what her weight is, and then it'll be a case of witness statements and potential prosecution of the person who abused her in the first instance and then dumped her on somebody else. What happened here that's lucky is nothing to do with the law or law enforcement. It all has to do with the fact that the gentleman who purchased her unknowingly in the last week was a good chap and decided to let everybody in willingly and accept that Millie needed signing over because she needs to be with others of her own kind. So she got lucky today.
Despite her start in life, Millie is now one of the fortunate pet trade primates. She's heading back to Monkey World for a better life. But there are still hundreds out there that won't be so lucky. It's been 6 months since female cotton-top Tamarind Mo arrived at the park to join lonely male Uncas. The pair have really taken to each other. Uncas adores his new lady, and while there is a big age difference, Mo seems happy with her older partner.
So Mo is well and truly settled. She's definitely the boss of Uncas. She's quite a bit bigger. She's a big lady, is Mo. She's at least 150 grams bigger than Uncas, but she's really settled. She loves the outside enclosure. They both love sunbathing. They groom a lot. I think she's all right with him. I don't know whether she'd prefer a younger model, but she's quite okay with him at the minute. I think she likes the fact that she's in charge and she's the boss.
Uncas is a survivor and has adapted well to the traumas life has sent his way since his difficult start as a pet trade animal, including the loss of previous companions.
Uncas is really happy now, so he has had many friends over the years. 2 cotton-top friends at different times, Alice and Hawkeye. He's also lived with common marmosets, he's lived with Sarky monkeys. So he has had lots of friends in the past, but he does seem particularly settled with Mo. They're good at the moment.
It's a beautiful sunny day, and to encourage the contented couple to be active and go outside, the team have put out some of their favourite food: waxworms and giant locusts. But they haven't made it easy. The bouncy insects and wriggly morsels are inside clear plastic bottles. The 2 cotton tops need to use their brains, as well as agility, to get to the treats. Mo is on the move straight away. Still young and fit at 11 years old, she shows just how strong and agile tamarins can be. She uses her core muscles to balance and reach out to grab some tasty waxworms. But that's just for starters. She's straight on to the main course, giant locusts, hunting them amongst the wood wool. For Uncas, it's more of a puzzle. There's no lack of effort on his part, but he's a lot older and suffers from mobility issues.
Uncas does have a bad arm, which he has had for a long time, so he is on long-term pain relief. So his mobility isn't as good as Mo. And also she's a lot younger, so she's more agile, she's quicker, she's faster. So yeah, she's probably always going to get a bit more than he does. But again, like I say, we make sure he gets his fair share as well.
Cotton-top tamarins come from the tropical forests of northwestern Colombia. Their diet consists mainly of insects and tree sap. They're one of the world's rarest primates, due mainly to habitat loss, with fewer than 2,000 remaining in the wild. Mo has definitely got the hang of this task, and a taste for locusts. Her nimble hands are perfect for grabbing and keeping hold of the wriggly critters. It's been a fun form of enrichment for the pair, even if it's been more challenging for Uncas. But he's just glad to have someone to share it with.
We're always really happy when we get a successful pair and they're happy and they seem settled. So yeah, it's really nice for Uncas. And he is an old boy and Mo's a young girl, so it's very unlikely that he's going to lose another cage mate. So yeah, hopefully this will be his friend for the rest of his days.
Uncas and Mo aren't the only primates at the park who are a perfect pair, happy and settled. Golden-cheeked gibbons Kim and Tien were the first of their kind born at the park, to parents who had been illegally taken from the wild. They pair bonded and have been together since they left their families in 2015. They now live in this wonderful tree-filled enclosure.
All gibbons absolutely love being in the trees. Tien and Kim are just in the trees all the time. They very rarely ever are low down in the enclosure. When they are, you'll see that they're down eating the natural browse that's actually available. We've got lots of different kinds of trees that are edible for them lower down. So they will come down and sort of browse through that during the day. Obviously, as it's coming into summer, we're also getting things like flowers on the brambles and stuff, which they really enjoy as well. So they will come down occasionally for that. But other than that, they're pretty much in the trees all the time, really active and just kind of loving life.
Today, primate care staff member Kat is distributing their breakfast with a twist. The pair are always given their food in pulley feeders, hoisted high up into the tree canopy. But it doesn't take long for them to devour it.
So just to try and slow them down a little bit, make it a little bit more difficult, we've added in the extra enrichment. So hopefully it'll keep the guys busy a bit longer.
Toy Kongs have been stuffed with slices of orange and beetroot, tied and knotted in fabric. Hopefully the pair will spend a bit more time over breakfast today. Kim is the dominant one of this pair. And as always, she's first out, going straight to the nearest pulley feeder. Tien heads off to another at the far end of the enclosure. He knows better than to get between his lady and her food. Ignoring the beetroot for now, Kim reaches for an orange-filled Kong. When it comes to food, it doesn't matter what it's hidden in, she's an expert. Hanging from one arm, holding two Kongs in her feet, and devouring breakfast at the same time, she demonstrates just how well adapted gibbons are to living in the trees. While Kim gets stuck into the rest of her breakfast, at the other end of the enclosure, Tien has managed to untie one of the pieces of cloth and is tucking into some beetroot. He soon heads back for more. Gibbons have very long arms, perfect for brachiating, swinging from branch to branch. Long fingers act like hooks as they hang down to reach for food. Their shoulders and wrists have adapted to enable them to spin around. And they can hang from one arm for a very long time. They may keep apart when it comes to feeding, but most of the time, this pair are inseparable.
Right from the outset, they have been known as our sort of like loved up couple or Valentine's couple because they're just the cutest couple ever. They very rarely have even the mildest of disagreements. They're almost always hugging each other. You know, Tien, when she's grumpy, he tends to stay very much out of her way and not do anything to annoy her. So they really are renowned both with the staff and all of our regular public that they are just so cute and so lovely together.
Once Kim has finished the food in her feeder, she heads across to see what Tien has left. Her partner is engrossed in his food, although keeping a watchful eye out for greedy Kim. When she lands behind him, he lashes out. For the first time in memory, the pair have a lover's squabble.
A real shock today. It's very unusual for Tien and Kim, and we've never seen anything between them as much as what actually happened today. Tien was so engrossed in what he was doing, he turned around and just, his instincts kicked in and he lashed out. Kim made it very swift, very sure of the fact that you don't do that again. It was obviously really scary. Tien, very high up in the trees, he's not holding on to any branches, neither was she. He had quite a big fall. But one of the things it does show is just how quick and amazing the hand-to-eye coordination is with these guys. He caught hold of something, he got himself away from the danger, and he kept away from her. And we haven't seen any more sort of incidents since, so it looks like they're back to their usual selves.
Thankfully, the tiff was over in an instant, and a little later the pair reaffirmed their bond, singing a duet high up in the trees. After a long and eventful day, Alison and Nick have arrived back at the park, following a 3-hour drive from South Wales. With them is Millie, a marmoset in desperate need of proper care.
I'm pleased that even though she's been bounced from pillar to post, we've at least got her now and can get her sorted out. And now we can give her over to Karen and her team to get her fit and healthy, because she is a bit scrawny and she definitely needs some appropriate vitamins, food, and companionship.
Millie suffered horrendous abuse before her owner sold her on to an unsuspecting friend. Videos of the appalling cruelty were found on a phone by police officers.
The footage of what happened to her before would drop you. It's about the worst thing I've seen ever. Ever. Let's get her inside.
Primate care team member Karen takes Millie into the marmoset complex and pops her on the scales to get an idea of her weight.
Okay, it's okay. Stay calm, please. 360.
Well, that's not bad at all.
No.
Better than expected, but still underweight for a marmoset of her size. Karen has prepared a bedroom for Millie where she can spend a few days on her own, getting used to her new surroundings, including the sight and sounds of other marmosets nearby.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Come on, Millie. Good girl.
Unsurprisingly, she's incredibly nervous, making small alarm calls as she gazes around and slowly explores her new environment. It's completely different to anything she's ever experienced. The care team will try to build up her confidence, but it may take some time.
She is now free to live out the rest of her days here with others of her own kind, and we'll just have to wait and see how she goes. And first of all, make sure that her physical health is good and that she's eating, moving well, getting the right nutrition that she needs, and checking on that. And it's now going to be down to the RSPCA to prosecute for the acts of cruelty that she lived with every day of her life.
Next time on Monkey Life. Newly rescued chimp Kalu ventures into the outdoor enclosure for the first time and aims high.
Don't want her to get too overconfident, get spooked, and have an accident off of the climbing frame.
And wild strawberries for a marmoset family as the kids take the cream of the crop.